The Labour Party seeks to gain some much-needed electoral foothold across Nigeria in order to provide a strong enough base for its presidential candidate Peter Obi as he gets on the ballot to be Nigeria's next president this weekend. Well, joining us now to discuss the party's chances in the upcoming elections is the Labour Party's governorship candidate for Imo State, Tobechukwu Justice Ejirim. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Temitope.
Oh, thanks for joining us. Well, I'd like to know if you're satisfied with INEC's preparation for the general election so far, and what are your thoughts on the security situation in the country, especially in Imo State where you are, where some groups are threatening that there will be no election. Do you see that constituting a challenge, or are you satisfied with what the security agencies are saying at the moment?
First of all, I am satisfied with the marching orders given by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari. But we are still to see that on ground, to see what the security officers are doing. We expect more in the areas of Imo State, especially the hotspots. We are prepared as a party. We are happy with INEC so far. But we are encouraging the security forces to do more, to penetrate all the nooks and crannies of Imo State, to make sure, according to the president, that Nigerian citizens are respected and everybody is allowed to vote the president of their choice. And in our case, Peter Obi.
Okay, well, we know that the situation in the country is a little tense, and we surely are waiting on to Saturday. But I want to talk more about your own gubernatorial aspirations. I was looking online, and I saw an article that labeled you the technocrat who wants to be the Soludo of Imo State. Could you please tell us what your plans are for improving the lives of the citizens in Imo State, and what you will do when or if you do clinch the ticket for governor?
Thank you very much. Since it is the era of competence, capacity, character, and compassion, young Nigerians like us, we have moved in to take over our country. And in my own case, I believe that Imo State is highly blessed by God. We have the form of some of the best human capital on earth. Am I coming to become the governor of Imo State? We'll make sure we unleash the energy. We'll make sure we'll train the girl child. We'll train the boy child. We'll make sure we'll get our youth to work. I have seen it happen in other countries. I've helped other countries do their own. That is why I'm coming to Imo State to make sure Imo State will be the light of Africa. We will make sure that we encourage the local entrepreneurs. The Imo people are Imo people. They are very industrious. They are industrious Nigerians that are very creative, hardworking. Government needs to do more to encourage microeconomy on which the macroeconomy sits on. Because when we produce, as our leader Peter Obi says, people will get to work. When we create industries, when we support the microeconomy, people will get involved. Insecurity will reduce. The people will begin to rejoice and benefit from all the gifts of God for Imo State, Nigeria. And I'm committed to do this.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Mr. Tobechukwu. Now, the APC is the ruling party in Imo State, and according to the governor, Hope Uzodimma, the state is on the march to economic greatness. So I'd like to know what is your unique selling point that you feel would help you to unseat, the current governor.
We are the new generation of Imo State. We are the new Nigerians. We are the obedience. When you listen to our leader, Peter Obi, you will see that in every nation, in every society, a time comes when the people rise, just like Mandela and his brothers did in down South Africa, to give the people a lease of new life. When you watch what is happening across the country, from Kamba to Dolekaina, from Yauri to Ilela, from Mina to Gwagula, from Gwagula to Bauchi, from Bauchi to Yobe, from Yobe to Mubi, from Mubi to Port Harcourt, from Port Harcourt to Ngopala to Owerri. The whole east of Nigeria, we have reason to say enough is enough. The order which the existing governments are saying, it's not good for our people. Our people are crying. We have witnessed the highest level of bloodshed on earth since we were born in our locality. We have witnessed hunger. The pain is too much. Our educated people are confused. Our uneducated people are confused. The elderly who don't get their pensions, they are tired. The families are crying and wondering, how do we raise our children? How do we bring the next meal on table? Those things that has been happening in Imo State and across Nigeria, many of us, since we were born, thought that that is how God created the world to be. We have traveled all over the world and found out that it is not true. That is not how God created the world to be. We have determined, in conjunction with P2B, to change all that. We know it's not impossible. We know it is possible, and we are putting everything. We are not fighting with anybody. We are just saying we want to live better in this generation. I want my children, Jehovah Boeze, Obasinachi, Chimzikora, Chidera and Chiamaka, to live better than I lived. I want the people of new generation to live better than my generation lived, to live better than our fathers lived. We want to make sure, that's why our mantra is, in every circumstance, in all spheres of our society, let the best of us lead the rest of us. I run an organization called the Emancipation Movement. The Emancipation Movement is Project Ejirim Foundation worldwide. We are determined. We are so many. We are ubiquitous. We are following P2B. We are unrepentant obedience. And we are saying, in the new Nigeria we see, the new Nigeria that Obasanjo has supported, the new Nigeria that Edwin Clark has supported, the new Nigeria that Pato Tommy has been crying for, the new Nigeria that P2B is leading, the new Nigeria that Yusuf Dati is supporting. We are saying, in all our circumstances, we let the best of us lead the rest of us, so that our country will shine and become a blessing to the rest of Africa and become a blessing to the world. I, Dr. Tobechukwu Justice Ejirim, I am committed to this with many people who believe in my dream and many young people who are supporting us. We are going to make it happen. When our leader P2B becomes the president after the elections of 25th February on Saturday, more leaders will become like P2B. More things will begin to happen. Nigeria will start moving from consumption to production. Nigeria will start moving away from mediocrity to meritocracy. Nigeria will begin to unleash their energy through competence, through capacity, through character that we can trust from leaders. We are not joking, and it is going to happen. Since I was born, I've never seen this form of revolution. I have never seen this form of revolution. I'm so happy that we are at this watershed. We are going to cross it, and Nigerians will begin to live better. People will fight for Nigerian visa to come to this country. Trust me and quote me. With the support of our elders and with the movement of Nigerian youth across the whole divide, irrespective of states, irrespective of areas, we are going to install P2B. We are going to install P2B, and we are going to rescue Imo State and unleash the energy there, so that Nigeria will be the pride of Africa. It has been the dreams of our fathers. Many of them lost it. It will never pass us by. We are going to make sure it happens. We are going to make sure that all children born to us will be sent to school, and they will rise to their highest potential without let or hindrance. And we are going to make sure we take care of our elderly, take care of the pensioners. We are going to make sure that the Imo worker will not more be afraid or dreaded to retire. When people are approaching retirement, they cry and dread. We are going to make sure that the promises of Obi will come true to Imo State.
Well, that was very fiery and passionate. It's a sign of the times. As we get closer to Saturday, there will be more passion and energy advocating for every party. And speaking of the party, the Labour Party, we know that the APC is the ruling party, and we know that power is never given up. It's never relinquished. It must be seized. So it seems like it's going to be a bit of a tough struggle between all three parties this Saturday. Out of the three parties that are the front runners, and I'm talking about the PDP, the APC, and the Labour Party, Labour gets whether or not you consider it to be the unfair rap that they have a lack of structure, or maybe even within those structures they're not quite as solid or effective as some of the other parties. Is there anything that you can say that you have seen within the party in the next couple of days? Any efforts to ramp up votes in different states that wouldn't typically be a Labour Party voting. So any new improvements?
Let me tell you, if you are around, if you're on ground in this country, you will see that other political parties are beginning to collapse into Labour Party or go into, they are joining forces with the youth to make sure Obi becomes the president. When they say, Mandela told us that it always seems impossible until it is done. And everybody can see, when Obi came, they said, we don't have structure, we don't have this. You can see what has happened across the country. Since I was born, since those who were born when I was born in this country, we have never seen this type of campaign, where the president went all around. The type of reception he got from across the country, irrespective of the tongue, the tribe, the region. And that is to tell you that all Nigerians are tired of the old order. So it doesn't matter the party you are, we are the structure. The Nigerian citizens, millions of citizens who cannot put food on the table are the structure. Most people who are card-carrying members of different parties, they have committed. Many of them are talking, when you listen to this small voice, they are saying they are going to vote Labour Party. And we are asking them, they are going to vote Labour Party across the board. So when you talk about structure, the most important structure here is Nigerians. The way we are living, the way our people are suffering, it's not how God created the world. We want to change all that in this generation. And since Obi told us, young people, come out, take back your country. We have come to take back this country. With what I'm seeing in Imo State, we are going to make a landslide. It's a landslide, not only in Imo State. We are going to make a landslide in Plateau State. We are going to make a landslide in Nasarawa State. We are going to make a landslide in River State. We are going to make a landslide in Edo State. Edo no the carry last. Edo State, Delta State, Sokoto State, Kebbi State, Borno State, across the whole country. Lagos will shock everybody. When Peter Obi will emerge victorious, we are not asking for victory only. We are asking for landslide victory, so that they will know that in this generation, if for generation, for a good for themselves and their children and the future generation of Nigeria, we want to bring back the pride of Nigeria. And I thank you. Mr.
Tobechukwu, Ejirim, thank you so much for granting us this very passionate interview, and we do wish you all the best at the presidential, the governorship election, and any other election that the Labour Party will be participating in. Thank you so much for joining us on Imo State.
Thank you, Temi Tobe. Thank you for having me, and thank you. I thank you for listening.